Howdy, partners. This is IceNC. Remember, Outsider. I'll hate you for it. And yeah, starting this recording a little bit earlier, it says I've got 2 games found, 2 possible matches, and yet for some reason still only found 1 of 2 players. But that's not a big deal. We're starting this recording early to give you a little bit of a heads up what's been going on. I did use Sony Vegas Pro there for a little while. I was trying out the trial version because I was just curious, how well it worked, and I've got to say I have never touched a more phenomenal program. That's aside, if you actually look at the total cost for the program, it is $600. So that's obviously well outside of my range, and I decided that a good idea would be to look into a similar program done by Sony, and it was basically Movie Studio 12 Platinum, and from what I had read, the reviews on it were absolutely excellent. So I did end up going ahead and buying that. It was relatively cheap, only about $80. Which for some of you who are like, oh god, only $80, what are you kidding me, man? You guys are worth it. I just want to let you know that that is pretty much why I did it. So I could continue casting, continue to bring you guys games, because I know you guys like watching this stuff, and I know some of you say it helps you out a whole bunch, and I'm glad to hear that. So if I sound like I'm a little kind of dopey or something like that, I'm just a little tired. That's really all I can say. But yeah, so waiting to get into this game, I figured that we could go ahead and start off by getting back into the game by playing my familiar hero and my familiar race. I haven't played in quite a while. The videos that I uploaded, I had actually recorded some time before, but I had to wait to render them with the new Sony Movie Studio Platinum 12 that I just got. So hopefully now that we've got everything in place, a good program for rendering videos, and also actually having one to render videos in the first place. I was using VideoPad before, and if that makes some of you cringe, it should, because for some reason that program was so bad that it literally would not render any higher than 2040p, no matter how many times, no matter what settings you put it down as to render. It just would not do it. Also, in latest announcements, if those of you who are interested in Elite Mod or have been keeping up with Elite Mod and don't quite yet know it, Kael'thas has indeed put in Grey Knights as a playable race. I'm not entirely sure on the facts of it as of right now, but I am sure that they only have one hero, which is called the Brother Captain, much like the Force Commander or the Chaos Lord. So if you're interested in seeing all of that stuff, I refer you to Indrid or Donivore Replays Net on his YouTube channel name. I will link it down below. And to be honest, I am absolutely excited. Not because I like Grey Knights, I actually hate them with a flaming passion. So that is why I'm excited about them. Because when they start getting put more into the game and more balanced and whatnot, and I finally start doing Elite Mod, I am going to enjoy lighting them up with Space Marines all up and down the place. Blood Angels forever. I'm going to stop talking about that right now. We're getting into a game. Quest's Heresy, 1 versus 1, ranked of course, against a Chaos player. And this is a very good map for Chaos to play on. Very many avenues of attack. So not really anything in the way of being easy for me to hold them down with my Devastator squad. Chaos tends to have a little bit of a rough time dealing with suppression. But not on this map. There's way too many avenues of attack. So, something you want to keep in mind. Of course, having my scouts come out here, capture the power node as soon as I possibly could. Get that going right away. And of course, preferring to go for all of the economic points before victory points. Just a little thing you can do to maybe give you that slight edge in the early game. So, and you could see he of course brought out the Chaos Lord. A good choice for him, especially against Space Marines. Not that he could have known he was going to play against me or anything like that, but just a general thumb. And you can see over here he's bringing his heretics, and the heretics are going to Doom Blast on me, and we're going to keep our scouts in there just for a little bit longer, and Shotgun Blast, knocking back those heretics and doing some awesome, wonderful damage. And again, Doom Blasting right there to get his heretics away. A good move on his part. He definitely did not want that squad to wipe. And you could see right here that my Force Commander and his Chaos Lord duking it out, punching each other in the face, and by that I mean chopping each other up with their swords. They don't care. They just want to kill each other. And I'm glad for that, because in the end, we all know who wins. Space Marines overall. Hell yeah. So, he forces back my Force Commander, and I'm okay with this because I've managed to hold him back long enough to make sure that my generators don't get bashed quite so easily as he would have liked. Letting my tacticals heal up as well as they possibly can. And you can see he's got these heretics over here. And they're going to have a tough time dealing with my scouts, decapping my victory point. He suppresses me, and I say, okay, we can do that. And so we hopefully get out of there before we lose a model. Yep, not worth it for him to do that because of he was not able to take a model kill off of me. And that sometimes can be the case with Space Marines. You will have moments where, and apparently he went for like triple heretics with Chaos Space Marines or something. So this is a lot of heretics. Maybe this is a same group as last time, he just reinforced it. But yeah, you'll have, you know, Space Marines that will literally just live forever. It doesn't make any sense. You're like, wow, they're down to like 100 HP and the whole squad altogether, and they still haven't lost a model. This is just, that's retarded. And to some extent it really is retarded because depending on whether or not you've got a field support unit that, you know, allows you to reinforce as you fight on the field, it can be bad for you. And see, there you go. Yeah, just barely doing any damage to him, taking a model off of his Chaos Space Marines. That's got to be the most frustrating feeling in the world. And jumping in on these guys over here, getting a lot of good damage done. And over here with support from my tacticals, definitely not going to be a worthwhile engagement for him. And you can see he takes a single model off of me. That's what I'm talking about right there. It's just like, you know, if you look at how much health these guys have, you seriously thought they would have lost 2 models at least, you know. And I say 2 models at least because you can eventually get a sergeant upgrade on them, and that does add an additional model along with more health and a special ability. But that's besides the point. As soon as these guys get done capturing over here, we are going to retreat them on home. We have enough requisition and enough power to go into Tier 2, It is important to not try and stay there for too long in Tier 1, even though I do have the advantage. And he takes out a model as my Salt Marines retreat with his bloody Storm Bolter. That is hard to take. But then again, with as low as on health as they were, should I be surprised? No, I really shouldn't be, but I kind of am. So, and over here, you can see we got some decap on his resource points, and heretics standing over here. Let's see if we can bait them. Ooh, no, aspiring champion heretics. And we're going to be forced off right now. Not going to be safe for my guys over there. And you can see over here, he's got Havocs, and Havoc's just not good at holding off Assault Marines, but you can see he's got his Chaos Lord over there ready to support them should they need it, and believe me, they do. Using Kill the Weak, not going to be worth it. Oh, ooh, sneaky. It's like he knew. And we're going to force the engagement right there with those Chaos Space Marines piling on top of them as hard as we can. And we're going to get our Assault Space Marines away from these guys, because Assault Space Marines do not do very well against melee heroes, nor do they really do good versus dedicated melee to begin with. So, yep, and as you can see right here, doing a lot of damage to these heretics. They do have their aspiring champion, but still not able to make anything really happen. His Chaos Lord using Kill the Weak, absolutely beating the living crap out of my army. Ooh, might be able to take an extra model off, but unfortunately not. And my Force Commander going to have it out with these heretics, and going to move to support. My Force Commander able to take a lot of punishment and dish it out just as well. That's going to be good. Probably going to be able to force the retreat. Yes, we are. So right now you can see that he's got me at a significant loss for points captured. And to be honest, that shouldn't really be surprising. Early on, Chaos tends to be very blobby, very mass amount units. That's how they like to play, and that's fine. I mean, they're not nearly as tough as Space Marines are. So, going to jump in here, get on top of those guys, and you can see our Space Marines over here capturing these guys, going to be healing up. Oh boy. And over here you can see that our Dreadnought coming in, and we're going to retreat, use Fist of the Emperor, Emperor's Fists, making sure that we're making use of our units is a very key thing. I haven't been doing it as well as I really should be, and that's because I feel a little rusty, but you know, doing enough damage where it counts so that it, you know, really doesn't come out to be that big of a deal. Always a good idea if you get the chance, getting a Librarian against Chaos is absolutely crucial. A lot of their units are infantry or demons, and they do benefit very highly from the, we do benefit very highly from the smite. Also, he is no slouch in melee himself, and can, you know, tie up units in melee should he need to. You generally don't want him to be your face blocking meleeer, but sometimes that ends up becoming the case. And getting the Thunder Hammer as opposed to the Power Fist, and the reason why is because Power Fist is good against armor. However, when you have an enemy who is mostly infantry based, which Chaos tends to be, you know, not really necessary for you to go down that route. So, and you could see right over here, and my Dreadnought getting snared. What a bummer. And that, oh, using Blood Rage, we're going to run all the way home and abuse that against him. So right now he's got that Dreadnought, and now would be a good time to purchase the Power Fist, but I don't know. Again, I'd rather not have to spend a whole bunch more. And you can see that Dreadnought's duking it out right now. He uses Blood Rage again, of course. Just like any good corn-marked Dreadnought. And yep, so probably going to lose here, but he lost his Chaos Lord, and our Dreadnought has fallen. And you can see just doing so much damage. Why he's not attacking. Why you is no attack. Just why. So we're going to go and purchase a Devastator squad. Yeah, that's not cool. He's doing a lot of damage to me with this Dreadnought, more than really I should be letting him. But, yeah. Quickly going to lure him away. Oh boy. Okay, so his Blood Rage is over, but that doesn't matter. Because we lost our Tactical Marine squad. But, yeah. So we're going to try and force engagement with our Librarian here. He uses Blood Rage again, and that's kind of what I wanted him to do. Hopefully we can abuse, yeah. So now he's kind of stuck there. He's going to lose his Dreadnought, but is it going to be worth it? Because we did lose almost our entire army to that one Dreadnought. That one Dreadnought. It's just a huge, huge deal. Huge. And then you can see those heretics see the they see that force commander and they're like, nope. And the scouts are going to say, yep. Brava, I am pinned here. Going to do some good damage to these heretics. Using Merciless Strike. Going to be able to beat the living tar out of these heretics with their aspiring champion. Are we going to be able to get the kill off on the squad? We do. Okay, so we're not that far behind. But we have Zinj Bolters, and Zinj Bolters, always a huge deal when you're playing as Space Marines. They are pretty much your hard counter. not much you can do about it. And yeah, you can see he breaks out a squad. I'm not sure it's actually a squad. Maybe. But we're going to power fist these guys over here. Take models off of them. Might be able to get the whole squad if he's not careful. He needs to retreat those now. Ooh, God. That was hard to watch. Apparently, no, those were a call-in. So, we are not too far behind. Using our Devastators, even though our Devastators basically going to be useless against most of his units. But fortunately, he breaks out another Dreadnought, and we're going to purchase a second Dreadnought ourselves. Slow him down, snare him, do whatever we can. And you can see, yep, he's using that Blood Rage. We're going to run like hell because we don't want to lose our Devastator squad. But, I mean, what else can you do other than just try and bide time? He's using Blood Rage. We're going to use Flesh over Steel, stop him from moving, and it does nothing, of course. So, does he decide to run away? I don't know. He might not, and that would be very, very bad for him. He uses a Blood Rage again, and it is a very good ability. I just don't think that it's a good time for him to use that. He really should be trying to run, but not able to. He loses that Dreadnought for absolutely no reason, losing his Chaos Lord once again to my Assault Marines, and that just baffles me. How do you let that happen? The Chaos Lord should be spanking my Assault Marines, absolutely. Maybe, you know, capturing a point, not paying attention at the same time. That does happen. I let it happen. Everybody lets it happen. I don't think it's, you know, serious crime, but at the same time, you got to be very careful with your units, or else you can throw away a game like this very easily. You can see he's backing up, trying to get those bolters to suppress my units, and then turning and shooting me in the back as soon as he gets the chance. You can see that his las cannon team and my las cannon team having a disagreement, and a big disagreement that is. Taking a model off of my Assault Marines, a serious deal at this point in the game. I cannot afford to lose nearly as much because I have to keep this game going, using Merciless Strike to knock those models back before they decide that they can run away, and getting, oh god, almost a squad wipe off on that. Able to do a ton of damage. We lose our Devastators because we are being absolutely silly and not paying attention to any of our stuff. But not too big of a deal. I've got another Dreadnought coming on the way, and we are in a significant point lead right now. Oops. Wrong ones. And you can see these heretics and my force commander going to have a scuffle in the side of the map. He, I suppose, was expecting me to bring my Dreadnought. Not going to happen. Not with that Havoc team lying around, just ready to do a bunch of damage. And you can see, using his heretics to great effect, doing a ton of damage to my scouts. They are able to get out of there barely, but still able to, so gotta be very careful with your scouts. They are about as thin as paper Can we get this squad? No, Dreadnought, why did you cog block Captain Diomedes? That's not cool. So, and you can see over here he's trying to claim a victory point on the back of me. We're going to split up our Dreadnoughts and use that to great effect. Our scouts will sit in the middle, and our assault marines will go to assist this Dreadnought. And you can see over here he's like, oh boy, oh boy. And for some reason getting a glitch where if he uses his special attack and then you tell him to use Fist of the Emperor, it somehow counts as actually having done both. Weird. And this Dreadnought going to take some hits. Using our force commander to face tank over here, make sure that my Dreadnoughts do not take additional shells. But probably going to lose, yep, a Dreadnought right there. Unfortunately, he does lose his Predator tank. A poor use of his tier 3. We're going to go ahead and drop into tier 3 as well, because at this point I don't see any reason why not to. Focusing down their Havoc team with my Dreadnought, because nothing else here can really do a lot of damage that my Dreadnought should be worried about. Our scouts getting some capturing done. Our assault marines capturing over there. Not too worried. My Dreadnought can handle this. He gets a sync kill and does one of the coolest moves ever, using our suppression to get out of there. And if you never knew you could do that, I would suggest trying it. Whoop. Punch him. There you go. Good Dreadnought. Keep punching them. And yep, so we're going to jump into tier 3 here. Our Dreadnought's still putting some whoop on these Havocs. That really weird. And grabbing the guy without the gun. Good guy, Dreadnought. Not wanting them to lose their guns because he has feelings like that too. Does not want anyone to lose their gun should they not have to. But it looks like they probably will have to, and my Dreadnought will just continue to bash their brains in until... I'm sorry, guys, I'm tired. I'm sorry. Anyway, still just messing around in his base, causing him to panic, lose models, have to pay for more. And we are going to get a Assault Terminator squad in here, still beating the crap out of this Havoc squad and getting our Terminators in behind this Predator here, which is going to leave him feeling pretty uncomfortable. And then he GG's out, and by GG out I mean he quits immediately. What could he have done better? First off, I didn't feel like his initial strategy was worth a damn. The heretics tend to bleed very heavily, especially in this version of the game. And when you get just massive numbers of them, it's more or less you're kind of hoping that your opponent slips and you get a nice surround with all of those melee units, and you just take unit after unit as they try to retreat. And I've had that happen to me before, and it is an effective strategy, but if you're playing up against someone who knows exactly what they're doing, it can be quite difficult, because they will kite you around, they will force melee with you with units that are stronger, knock over your heretics with the assault leap, support them with tacticals, or any other strategy that any other race has of really just deterring them. And what you end up having is to get anywhere into combat, you have to lose heretics. And then to keep them in combat, you have to use abilities like Doom Blast, which takes away a squad member from the unit, and you have to pay to get that back. And that can be quite difficult to handle whenever you start getting into the later stages of the game, because that ends up scaling upward. That could have been like, I don't know, 13 requisition, however many times you lost a squad member, and then that could have been an additional unit, which could have helped you get into combat or do more damage at one certain point in the game. Or maybe you could have gotten like an extra gen farm a little bit more earlier than that, and it starts to snowball kind of like that. And that does become quite a problem later stages of the game. So that's something you definitely want to keep in mind. A more solid strategy would be to go for Chaos Space Marines, double Chaos Space Marines in the early stages of the game. Much more durable, much more capable of dealing out the damage that they need to, as well as taking it. And their upgrades also scale very well into the later stages of the game. They're never horrible at any point in the game, like heretics are in like tier 3. The heretics are just bad in tier 3. Or scouts tend to be bad in like tier 2 to tier 3, unless they're repairing, and even then they're paper thin, so all the enemy has to do is snipe at them instead of the vehicle, and they'll take out a couple of models or something real quick. But yeah, I had a lot of fun doing this. Again, still kind of just tired getting back into this stuff. Yeah. If you like the video, leave a like. If you like to leave a comment, I will do my best to reply. And if you loved what you saw, go ahead and subscribe. There will be plenty more videos for to come. And yeah, I guess that's it. I'll catch you partners later. Remember, this is I Sincere, remember, etc. I'll hate you for it. See ya.